All right, and welcome to our meteorology segment. Should be interesting. Let's do it. First thing we're looking at is the NASA GOES lightning mapper to show us where the most current situations for storming are happening here in the U.S. So quite a bit of lightning here from Mississippi up to New Jersey, as well as some moving into northern Illinois here, and quite a bit of lightning here in Arizona and Utah as well. Next, I'd like to talk about the ridiculous nonsense about climate forecasting. So these climate models, the IPCC, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, some folks coming out and saying, hey, these temperatures that your models are forecasting are implausibly hot. They completely disagree with the geologic record. And it all has to do with human carbon dioxide emissions. Carbon dioxide emissions, period. Let's just completely forget about the idea of the human contributions. Let's just talk about carbon. We don't know how much is being contributed by humans or volcanoes. We don't know how much is evaporating out of the ocean, as hot water cannot hold as much carbon dioxide as cold water can in solution, so it evaporates, and so on and so forth. They're actually adjusting the models and making them less alarmist. Will they be right? Probably not, because they're still considering carbon dioxide to be the mitigator of Earth's climate, which is ridiculous. If you look at the geologic record going back 600 million years, it's clear that carbon dioxide is not correlated with temperature and certainly not causal. I just let the article scroll there. I'm not even going to say anything else about that, except that it's on sciencemag.org, right on the home page. So go have a read if you like, or you could just go back and pause our video. Here's a real-time lightning map. We've got some activity here in east central Minnesota. Hey, St. Cloud. I think you're in the crosshairs, although the system may be moving southeast. So anyway, that's the current situation for lightning up there. And we'll zoom back out. There's the global lightning map, courtesy lightningmaps.org. Next, looking at pressure cells. And just let me zoom out here. And there we are on windy.com's pressure maps. Quite turbulent pressure here in the southern Atlantic Ocean. This low here is kind of oddly shaped. Also, this high is kind of oddly shaped. And the South Polar region completely dominated by powerful low pressures, especially the ones south of Australia and of Africa. Very powerful lows there. And let's advance this into tomorrow. Here's where pressure is expected to be tomorrow at 12 noon. That's Eastern Daylight Time. Here's your weather.gov map, and those are all heat advisories, all those orange areas, those bright pink areas, those are excessive heat warnings, mainly in the central portion of the country there. And next, looking at jet streams. So here are the jet streams of the Western world. The U.S., once again, convective forces are in control here. And that's the source of your funky weather. The jet stream dipping way down and then way back up and staying largely north of the U.S. Although a little bit of activity now, some cold air now from the Great Lakes making its way into the northeast. Here are the surface winds of this portion of planet Earth. And we'll check surface winds of the other side. There is the eastern portion of the planet. And shout out to all of our viewers from Munda. Here are the jet streams of the eastern world. And look at the powerful backward jet stream here over the West Pacific. Jet stream blowing east to west there. 180 degrees off the normal mode of jet stream flow. Right on the equator. Backward jet stream flow there. And we're actually getting northern air being introduced into the south down here. as that gets integrated into the southern jet stream. Continuing on, and we'd like to thank our patrons. Please consider giving SMASH staff a raise by becoming a patron, increasing the probability that our videos will continue to exist, be publicly visible, and free for all to view. Thanks to our patrons for increasing those probabilities. Again, please give SMASH staff a raise. She desperately needs one at patreon.com/smashamash. And you get all kinds of perks that we won't even go into detail about. Feel free to leave comments about it if you like, patrons. One thing our patrons get is the earliest alerts of anybody on Earth for things like coronal mass ejections. Maybe that's a good enough reason to consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/smashamash. Thanks again, patrons. Here's the U.S. Doppler radar map. By the way, especially if you're watching the videos on BitChute, we're paid absolutely nothing to put the videos on BitChute. So become a patron. And make sure you subscribe over on YouTube and view the videos there. You're missing like 80% of the content if you're not watching the videos on YouTube. So there's the U.S. Doppler radar. We can see some rain descending on Chicago and indeed on Minneapolis here, as well as some rain in the southeast. Here's what's going on in the cloud layer. And you see that system rapidly moving to the south there over Illinois. Here's a water vapor map. And we've got some rotational system in here. So here's a low as we see this counterclockwise rotation happening. So a bit of a low there building in the Gulf. Probably some hot water right in this area as we see some rapid evaporation happening in that area. So that's something to keep an eye on. And let's do a recap before we close out the video. There is the U.S. Doppler radar once again. Here's the cloud layer. It's the 3.9 nanometer radiation NASA GOES interactive weather satellite. And there's the water vapor. And thanks for tuning in to our meteorology segment. Again, don't forget to tell your friends and foes about the channel. Congratulations on realizing we exist. I've been your host, Dan, a.k.a. smAsho, signing off from the Smash News Network, least busted. Name it news.